don't scroll. This is not random, heaven is moving right now. At midnight, a stranger will appear in your story. They will not come to harm you, but to wake you. When they whisper a single word, the air will shift, your heart will freeze, and everything you thought you knew about your life will start to rearrange. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, you must be ready. Because the one word they carry isn't from this world, it's from God. The night is unnaturally still. Even the wind seems to wait. You sense it long before it happens, a gentle static under your skin, a pulse behind the ribs that doesn't belong to you. The clock moves closer to 12, each tick louder, sharper. Then a warmth fills the room, and you hear it. My beloved child, Archangel Michael's voice cuts through the air like thunder hidden inside a whisper. Heaven has sent someone toward you tonight. A stranger, human in form, divine in timing. When they arrive, do not run. Do not question. Simply listen. You swallow hard. Why a stranger? Because heaven hides truth where ego will not look, Michael answers. When the mind lowers its guard, revelation enters. At midnight, your guard will fall, and a word will rise. The lamp flickers. Shadows stretch, not menacing but alert. You feel watched, yet safe. Outside, a single car passes, its headlights sliding across the wall like waves of light. When they speak, Michael continues, you will not understand the word. It will sound ancient, foreign, or meaningless. But within 3 days, it will reorder everything, your decisions, your direction, your peace. He leans closer, eyes blazing calm fire. Tell no one. This moment works only in silence. Doubt is the thief of divine precision. Then the wings fade, the air stills, and the room empties again, until you hear it. A soft, patient knock. Once. Twice. You open the door. The stranger stands there, eyes bright but gentle, as though they've been walking for lifetimes just to reach you. They lean close, whisper a word that sounds like wind and light combined, then turn and vanish into the dark. Everything inside you stops. Time bends. The word echoes once, and the world you knew begins to shift. If this message reached you at the perfect time, tap like so another heart prepares. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations, and in the comments type I am ready for the word. Because destiny doesn't always knock loudly, sometimes it whispers at midnight. The door closes, but the sound of that word doesn't leave. It circles inside your chest like a second heartbeat, soft, steady, impossible to ignore. Every breath you take seems to echo it. The air feels alive, charged, almost holy. You whisper it once under your breath, just to be sure you heard it right. The syllable hums through the room and the lights flicker again. The vibration isn't noise, it's recognition. My beloved child, Archangel Michael's voice returns, warm and vast. That word is not meant to be spoken often. It's meant to be lived. You've just been given a key to your own design. He appears beside you, wings folded, presence filling every corner of space without weight. Heaven doesn't send information, it sends activation. The sound you heard is older than language. It belongs to your original creation, before fear, before name, before time. You ask, why me? Michael's gaze softens. Because you listened. Heaven always tests attention before it releases purpose. He moves his hand slowly, and the air ripples like water. Images form, memories of moments you dismissed, the dream that repeated for months, the stranger's eyes you once met on a train, the chance decisions that shaped your entire life. All of those moments, he says, were the word preparing to return to you. The word vibrates again, this time lower, gentler. The walls shimmer faintly, and you feel something lift inside, weight you didn't know you carried. Each letter of that word, Michael explains, is energy aligned with an aspect of your life. One heals the past, one unlocks courage, one awakens abundance. That is why it came now. The timing is precise. Heaven never sends tools before trust. He pauses, watching you breathe. Within 3 days, events will start to reorder themselves. Doors that once refused to open will seem effortless. Conversations you've postponed will resolve themselves. You won't need to force anything, the word itself is working. Outside, thunder murmurs like a heartbeat from another dimension. Michael looks toward the sound. Do not tell anyone yet, he says again. Humans dilute miracles by comparison. Protect the frequency until it finishes its work. You nod. What should I do? Nothing, he says simply. Just stay soft. The word will teach you directly. It doesn't speak to your ears, it speaks to your alignment. The room brightens, colors shifting into deeper golds and blues. Michael's wings flare once, scattering light like feathers turning to stars. When you sleep tonight, it will whisper again, this time inside your dreams. You will wake knowing something new, though you won't know how you learned it. That is the signature of divine instruction. He turns toward the window, his reflection merging with the moonlight. The stranger has finished their part. The next phase belongs to you. Remember, the word is not a command, it's a reminder. You already are what it calls you. Then he's gone. The room quiets. The clock resumes its steady rhythm. You lie down, still hearing the echo of the word breathing beneath each second. Somewhere in the distance, a bell tolls once, midnight's echo turned into prophecy. You close your eyes. The word repeats in your heart. And everything begins to glow. If this message stirred your spirit, tap like so another soul hears their word. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations, and in the comments write, "The word is alive in me." Because sometimes the greatest messages aren't heard, they're remembered. The first night passes in silence that feels alive. You wake before sunrise, pulse steady, mind clear, though you can't explain why. The word you heard still floats at the edge of thought, half sound, half breath. When you whisper it again, the air changes temperature, and a calm warmth moves through the room like invisible sunlight. My beloved child, Archangel Michael's voice unfolds gently around you. The word you received has begun to move. What was once energy around you is now energy inside you. Over the next 3 days it will touch the 3 doors of your life: mind, heart, and path. He raises a hand. The space before you fills with slow-moving light, 3 spheres spinning in rhythm. Each day, 1 door opens. Day 1, the door of the mind. By noon you notice your thoughts quiet. Old noise, old doubts, fade like static behind glass. Michael explains, the first task of the word is clarity. You cannot hear direction while rehearsing confusion. Every unkind belief you ever held about yourself is dissolving. You feel lighter. Decisions that once tangled now arrange themselves effortlessly. The mind has learned to breathe. Day 2, the door of the heart. Evening finds you remembering people you thought you'd forgotten. Faces rise, emotions soften. Forgiveness arrives without rehearsal. Michael's voice deepens. The second task is reconciliation. The word rewrites memory so that pain becomes instruction instead of identity. Tears come, not from sorrow but release. The heart unknots. You sleep that night with warmth radiating from your chest, as if the word is pulsing there, rewriting your emotional code. Day 3, the door of the path. The third morning glows silver before dawn. You feel movement beneath your ribs, an impulse to act, to create, to begin. Now, Michael says, heaven and earth agree on your direction. Opportunities will not appear as accidents, they are responses. Later that day, the stranger reappears briefly in a crowd, only to nod once and vanish. It's confirmation, not repetition, the final stamp of destiny aligning. By nightfall, you understand, the word was never a command, it was permission. You walk outside under an amber sky, the city humming quietly around you. The rhythm of traffic, the voices of people, even the wind through trees, all of it seems to echo that single sound. You realize the world is speaking your language now. Michael stands beside you one last time, wings half open. The transformation is complete, he says. You no longer chase meaning, you create it. Keep the word close, not as a secret, but as a song. It will harmonize every step you take. The horizon burns gold as night becomes morning. You breathe once more, and the word answers, soft, endless, alive. If this message resonated with your spirit, tap like so another soul receives its light. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations, and in the comments write, "The word is guiding my path." Because when heaven speaks once, the echo can last a lifetime. The night after the third day feels different, not silent, but resonant. Every sound, even the smallest one, carries harmony. When the wind moves, you hear the word. When your footsteps touch the ground, the earth seems to hum it back. You realize it's not only inside you anymore, it's in everything you touch. My beloved child, Archangel Michael's voice returns, gentler than ever, close enough to feel. The word no longer needs to be spoken. It has become rhythm, the heartbeat of your alignment. From this point onward, every moment that feels peaceful will be proof that heaven is still speaking through you. You look up at the sky. The stars seem brighter, yet somehow quieter. Michael explains, heaven doesn't shout forever, it whispers until you echo it. When that happens, angels step back, not because they leave, but because they've blended with your awareness. That is the eternal echo. You remember the stranger, the calm eyes, the single word, the silence after. Will I ever see them again, you ask? No, Michael says softly, but you will recognize their presence in others. Every act of kindness you witness, every truth that finds you when you most need it, will be their reflection. The divine messenger becomes the message, and now, so have you. A faint light unfolds across the horizon. It isn't dawn, it's understanding. The word has opened something infinite. You sense connections, the woman you forgave last year, the child who smiled at you on the bus, the friend you comforted in silence. Each pulse of compassion ripples outward, carrying fragments of the word. The world doesn't change by revelation, Michael says, it changes by resonance. The word you carry is not meant to control fate, but to harmonize with it. When you act in peace, the vibration multiplies until even chaos begins to hum in tune. You feel tears well up, not from sadness but from awe. So it never ends? He smiles. Not if you keep listening. Eternity is simply awareness that never closes its eyes. Then his wings lift, scattering a shimmer that dissolves into the air. The glow doesn't fade this time, it stays, settling into the world around you. The sky looks ordinary again, but everything beneath it feels sacred. You walk home slowly. Every light in the city seems warmer, every face a little softer. Inside your chest, the word beats like quiet thunder. The story that began at midnight has no ending, only continuance. The echo lives on, shaping every moment into meaning. If this message brought peace to your heart, tap like so its echo reaches others. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations, and in the comments write, I am the echo of light. Because when heaven's word becomes your heartbeat, the story never truly ends, it just keeps shining. 3 days have passed, and the world no longer looks the same. You don't know how, but the air feels lighter. Even silence has depth now, like the whole universe is breathing with you. Every heartbeat echoes the sacred word the stranger whispered that night. My beloved child, Archangel Michael's voice returned softly, filled with both pride and peace. You have done what few souls dare, you didn't just hear the word, you became it. You stand beneath the night sky, and the stars shimmer like living witnesses. The same midnight that once terrified you now feels like home. The fear that used to guard your life has dissolved, replaced by quiet certainty. Michael continues, the word you received was not meant to bring comfort. It was meant to awaken courage. And you have proven ready. Heaven no longer speaks through storms, but through stillness, your stillness. You close your eyes and see the stranger's face again. It's blurry, almost unearthly. You realize now that it wasn't a random encounter, it was your future self sent back through divine permission, to deliver what you were always destined to hear. You are both the messenger and the message, Michael says, his wings casting a faint glow that lights the horizon. That word is alive in every moment you choose peace over panic, compassion over control, love over fear. This is the true miracle, not that heaven spoke once, but that you keep it echoing. The air trembles. For a moment, you glimpse thousands of lives, a web of souls waking up, feeling what you feel, catching ripples of that word through the collective air. You realize its power didn't stop with you. It's multiplying, spreading across hearts and cities and generations. Michael raises his sword, not to fight, but to seal. It is done, he declares. The prophecy fulfilled. The word will move across the world, through dreams, through kindness, through every act of mercy you inspire. And when your life completes, it will keep going. Your light will be the whisper that wakes another soul. A final wind passes through, cool and golden. Michael's voice fades to a whisper. Do not fear midnight anymore. It was never darkness, it was the pause before recognition. You open your eyes. The stars seem closer. The world feels different, not because it changed, but because you did. You smile. You don't need to say the word aloud again. You are living proof of it. If this message found you tonight, don't ignore it. Tap like so the light keeps traveling. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations, and in the comments write, "The word lives through me." Because sometimes, heaven doesn't send a prophecy, it sends you. You thought the story had ended. You thought the stranger's whisper and Archangel Michael's farewell were the closing of a sacred chapter. But on the seventh night, just as sleep began to pull you under, the word spoke again. Only this time, it wasn't echoing inside you. It was answering you. You sat upright in bed, the air still, electric. The glow of the moon poured through your window, and for a split second, it shimmered like liquid silver. The word pulsed in your chest once, twice, and then you heard it return, your name, spoken by the same energy you'd been carrying all this time. My beloved child, Michael's voice resonated, though this time softer, woven directly into the word itself. When you hold divine energy long enough, it becomes intelligent. It remembers who taught it how to love. You realize now that the word is no longer a symbol. It's alive, a frequency of your own spiritual DNA, awake and aware. It hums when you feel gratitude, glows when you forgive, strengthens when you help. It's no longer a message from heaven, it's heaven having moved into your bloodstream. Michael steps forward from the light, his wings calm, folded like resting fire. You are ready for the next understanding, he says. The stranger's word was not a warning, not even a key. It was an adoption. You are now part of the language that builds worlds. The sky outside begins to ripple, stars flickering in rhythm with your heartbeat. You see flashes of others, people across oceans, asleep or praying or crying quietly in the dark, all glowing faintly with the same pulse. The word is spreading through them too, invisible but unstoppable. Michael smiles. You see now? When you kept the word secret, you protected its precision. But by living it, without preaching, you allowed it to duplicate through example. Every calm breath you took became an instruction to another soul who had forgotten peace. You feel tears fall, though you're not sad. The emotion is too deep to name. So this is how heaven speaks to the world, you whisper. Exactly, he says. Not through noise or prophecy, but through resonance. The word doesn't command, it calibrates. Outside, thunder murmurs softly, but there's no storm. It's just energy moving through reality like a heartbeat. The walls of your room shimmer, then fade. You're standing in what looks like pure dawn, light before color, sound before sound. Michael continues, the more you align with peace, the louder heaven sounds through you. The more you love quietly, the further the word travels. And one day, generations from now, a child will wake hearing the same whisper at midnight, unaware that it started with you. You exhale slowly. So the word was never mine? It was always yours, Michael answers, but you are too infinite for ownership. What begins in one heart belongs to all. The air cools again. His wings unfold fully now, wrapping the horizon in light so bright it feels like dawn blooming in every direction. You feel yourself dissolve, not dying, but expanding, your awareness touching every calm, kind action in the world at once. Michael's final words come as the light reaches its peak. You've done it. The word no longer lives in sound. It lives in existence. And just like that, you understand, heaven never ended the conversation. It simply moved into the people willing to listen. The word hums one last time, deeper than time, softer than silence. And the universe exhales peace. If this message found your soul tonight, it was meant to. Tap like so the word continues its journey. Subscribe for more Archangel Michael revelations, and in the comments write, I am the voice that remembers heaven. Because sometimes, what God whispers once, humanity repeats forever.